Hero RB. Hero RB is one of the best ways to draft because you can literally dominate with this approach if everything falls right. But best player available is always going to be your guide. You want to backtrack out of a planned attack if the flow of draft doesn't present itself in a way that's conducive to Hero RB. If anything, best player available is always your strategy, and your sub-strategy is Hero RB or zero wide receiver or zero RB, whatever the case may be. It is a sub-strategy led by the best player available approach. But we're going to do our damnedest tonight in the Underdog Draft. Promo code Smitty. Link is in the description. It's also pinned in the live chat right now. I'm going to drop the link one more time. Underdog will match up to $1,000 in bonus credit depending on what you drop. And use code Smitty. You get a bonus pick in your account. There's the link right there. I'm going to pin the link. If you want to get in, promo code Smitty. The link inserts code Smitty for you. Let's talk about Hero RB. Open phone lines to discuss Hero RB. And then we're going to draft live Hero RB. And check out the Get Bucky shirt, which the link to this shirt is in the description of this video. You'll see a little shirt icon. It's like probably the third or fourth sentence down. You can get a Get Bucky shirt. Just like the emoji that you... Can I get some Get Buckied emojis? Can you drop some Get Buckied emojis so we can see my shirt in the live chat? The Fantasy Football Show Graveyard Edition, After Dark Edition, Draft Edition. And we don't just do a draft. We have a discussion. These other Mickey Mouse people... They'll go, here's a draft. Everybody, let me show the big draft board and just sit in a draft. We come in here and we discuss, we strategize, we take calls, we do it live. This is entertainment meets fantasy, and it begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Buckied. Buckied. Oh, Bucky.
Yeah.
Get Buckied, ladies and gentlemen. Get Buckied. There's no better feeling in the world than taking a Bucky bath right before a draft. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. We need 9 more subscribers. And on the live stream, I'll change this in the background here. I'll change it to 32K. We are 9 away from 32K. 9 away from 32K.
Let him cook.
Eight away from 32K. Let's change that background, shall we? Let's make history tonight. Now, Hero RB, and we got a super chat here right from the jump from Sim Valley, who says, Gump to the moon. Look, Gump getting shout outs while he's not even on the show. Appreciate that. Gump's like a little mini celebrity. You know, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. Hero RB. Let's discuss Hero RB. And let's really break down what it means for anybody that doesn't, for whatever reason, know. He Hero. He absolutely loves it. Stupid iPad. What Hero RB is. Hero RB is essentially where, and this would be a strategy of Hero RB right here. This draft that we put up on screen. Let me get rid of Genty. Let me get rid of all these guys so you guys don't get confused of what the hell this is in the middle of the screen. Actually, I can't. There's too many names. Let me just cover them all up. Okay, so here, all these players are going to go up here. These are extra players, miscellaneous players. Don't worry about them. Put them right here. So Hero RB is essentially you're drafting one RB to be your hero. And some might even say the hero is later drafted. Like your hero is some of your deep sleepers. There's a lot of people that define it differently, but essentially from the jump, it's supposed to be that, you draft one running back to be your hero. You punt the running back position for numerous rounds. The definition of Hero RB is as good as you want to define it with the adjective or the descriptive word. So if you say Hero RB or descriptive sentence, Hero RB through round 4, means you don't draft but one running back through round 4. That's like a hero RB light. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in round 5 you take Harvey. Hero RB to some might be like the definition of the real version of this would be like you don't take a running back to like 7 or 8. So you take one running back, Bucky or Kyron. Kyron's another example. We'll put Kyron right here. This would be hero RB as well. You can go hero RB from round 3. You can go hero RB from round 2. You can go hero RB from round 1. So if you end up going something along the lines of grabbing, let's say, a Gibbs, let's throw Gibbs. Gibbs makes a profound hero RB build because you get such great production out of Jameer. Let's put Jameer right here. You go hero RB here. That means you're going something along the lines of this. And Josh Allen early 2 is not always everyone's cup of tea. I'm just trying to throw an example out there. This will be hero RB. Let's put MHJ over here. Put Josh Allen over here, and let's go grab ourselves a round 3 wide receiver that makes a lot of sense that's not MHJ. Let's put Garrett Wilson in there. I think Garrett Wilson's a pretty darn good hero RB wide receiver 3 if you go early quarterback on top of it. And then you got really, really good, wide receivers in Garrett Wilson and Hunter. You could go hero RB, like I said, from round 3 if you wanted. You could, if you wanted, go hero RB. This is actually probably one of the more attractive ways to do it. Let's take Hunter out. Let's go with our rookie running back conglomerate. And let's say we go hero RB through 3 rounds. And this is an approach. I don't want to hear that this isn't true hero RB. It certainly is. It just depends on how you want to define it. Where's your cutoff? So hero RB through 3 rounds would mean that you go Hampton, if you can get Harvey. Sometimes Mahomes goes in 7. If you can pull off this bad boy, where's Hendy? Let's put Henderson right in 5. This would be the 3 the rookie running backs that we love so much outside of Genty. And then this would allow us to go, and you could even go back to Josh Allen, or let's put JD5 over in the quarterback slot in the 3rd round pick. This is a phenomenal build right here. JD5 in 3, Hampton in 4, Henderson in 5, Harvey in 6, Mahomes in 7 if you could pull it off. Dak later on in 8, not 9, maybe 9, 10. Dak is falling sometimes he doesn't. You could even go Brock Bowers or McBride in the 2nd round. So let's go with Brock Bowers here. Let's put Bowers in the 2, and this is ballsy. So what this ends up doing is you're going 0 RB through 4 rounds, but still only 1 wide receiver at this point. So we probably want to figure something else out. Like we could take out, let's say we took out Henderson, and let's say we put Harvey here just to be safe. And then we came back in and we swung in with a little Deebo Samuel action, which I find very, very fun. Deebo's looking solid right now. We'll have a video on Deebo Samuel very soon. There's footage of him looking in tremendous shape. He's out there with JD5. We talked about it on our Patreon. Make sure you get on over to the Patreon where it's a live chat environment, 365, 24/7. It's basically us hanging out and just doing what we do in the live chat right now. This live chat that's just blowing up right here. This is what we do on the Patreon. The same group. As soon as the shows are over, we jump over to the Patreon, just conversation. Where we had someone post a Deebo Samuel photo of him looking in phenomenal shape, standing next to JD5 and Zach Ertz, and just kickstarted some good conversation. And to be honest with you, we probably need to do a video tomorrow on Deebo Samuel, because I think Deebo Samuel is getting too disrespected. And you might be reminded that Deebo is...
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars man.
Hold on.
The Moon Man.
There, sorry.
Dropping loads in outer space.
Be reminded that Deebo is a moon man. Moon man.
Space Moon City.
Extraordinaire. And so you look at this here and you go, this is pretty solid. Now, who are we getting in round 1? Let's put lamb chops in there. And I especially love the Dak Prescott situation if we do go lamb chops. If we go CeeDee Lamb in 1. Who's not winning? Can I get an amen on this one? Can I get a yes or a no, a thumbs up, or an eggplant emoji, or a fire emoji, or an X if you don't like it? Who's not winning with this? And maybe we take out Mahomey. Maybe we get Deebo here. It's possible. Maybe we still get Henderson and Harvey in a similar situation like this. It's possible. No one's saying you can't do this. Who's not winning a championship with this? You got Dak with CeeDee Lamb. Dak's going to be just fine. You got Hendy, Hampton, and Harvey as your RBs. Debo and Bowers and Lamb. This is fantastic. And if you can't get this, if you think it's too hard to get that, I get it. I understand. Let's say you go Harvey here and you go Debo here. Now you get Dak Prescott over here. You get maybe a Bashal tootin', baby. You're tootin'. You're absolutely tootin'. Who's tootin'? I'm tootin'. You're tootin'. Let's get a Bashal going. Bashal tootin' mixed with the Tank Bigsby, who are midseason monsters for a reason. You know, it's a phenomenal situation that we're looking at here. Some sort of Bigsby tootin' stack, and this here, if you had Hampton, Harvey, I mean, and the Tootin' Bigsby stack, you're good at running back. Can I get a fire emoji? Who loves this lineup? And then, okay, we went a little crazy. We went no wide receivers early, but Lamb. Let's take out Brock mother freaking Bowers. Let's put in who was a good wide receiver in round 2 that we could throw in here? JSN, I love in 3. I'm not saying I don't love him, anywhere, but I'm gonna go ahead and say let's go another direction. MHJ a little too early. MHJ going in around 3 more times than not. I have my doubts about AJ Brown staying healthy, but you could easily look at something like this and be like, this is phenomenal too. This is great. And if let's say Hampton can't go there, let's say Smitty, there's no way I'm getting the boys in this order. Then keep Harvey here. You're getting Harvey in 5. There's no doubt about it. You could go this direction. Who's not liking this? Who's not dropping fire emojis for this team right here? AJ Brown, Lamb, Hampton, Henderson, Harvey, because you think these guys are going a little higher in your drafts. You got Debo, you got Tootin', Bigsby, and Dak Prescott. Like, drop a fire emoji if you like this. These are all hero RBs through late. This is not really hero RB because it's hard to say hero RB through 2 rounds. It doesn't really make sense. You could say hero RB through 3. So let's go back to the drawing board. Let's truly do a hero RB. Let's do a hero. No running back until round number 5. So we'll keep Harvey. Actually, let's do this. We'll put Harvey here. We'll do Tootin' and Bigsby here. Dak later. Lamb chops we'll keep here. Let's keep Brock Bowers in the mix over here. And let's go round 3, no RB. Let's keep this a true deep shot hero RB strategy. That means we can get MHJ back in the mix if I can even find him. I think I just got to grab another version of another copy of MHJ. This is why my board gets so cluttered, is because I bury a guy underneath 15 other players, and then I have to go find another MHJ graphic, and then there's like 5 of them on the screen. MHJ in 3. Maybe MHJ is not your cup of tea. I get it. I understand it. It doesn't scare me. Let's say in this 4th round, we're tempted to go. I'm trying to think if there's a receiver here that we want to throw into this 4th round territory. Hard. I hate some of these picks that people make over and over. Like, I can't stand JMO too early. I even though I like JMO, can't stand when people grab like a who else goes here way too early. I would say Flowers. I can't stand people that draft Flowers so early. What are we doing drafting Flowers that early? Hunter. Perfect. Look at this. Look at this. Lamb. This is a true 0 RB. Okay. Who's going to be our round 5 running back? You could go Walker and then grab Charbonnet later. Let me pull up the ADP. And actually, let me go over to my The Fantasy Football Show rankings, which you can find at the link in the description. thefantasyfootballshow.com. Let's take a gander at the RBs that are in that round 5 territory, and let's see what we can cook up here. Let me go back to this board, and Breece Hall sometimes goes at 4.1, but he doesn't fall to 5. So we could go RB if we wanted, if the right RB falls. Kenneth Walker kind of lingers around there. David Montgomery, if you had a Gibbs or something like that, just definitely see him fall there. I don't know. I think this is more of a wide receiver territory. I think we're probably looking at Debo Pickens. Quarterback. I think we go quarterback. I think if this is Harvey, then I probably would be grabbing Mahomes. Personally, this would be probably one of my favorite ways to build this team out, is grab Mahomes to be safe. You could probably grab Kelsey in 7. Kelsey's been falling very, very far. This is a pretty damn good strategy. And then you got Tootin and Bigsby. You got, Dak if you want it later, especially if it's best ball, and you can do a Walmart Timo version of Bully QB. This is unbelievable. This is an unbelievable team. You don't like MHJ? I get it. I understand. You don't have to get mad. Let's just put Garrett Wilson there, who falls to round 3 a lot more than one would think. This is fantastic. I like this. You could put Rashee Rice in the 3rd round if you wanted. Garrett Wilson or Rice. You got Mahomes. This is phenomenal. Who doesn't like this team? Who likes this team better than the other team? This is truly hero RB. This is hero RB to the core. You got Harvey. You got Tootin Bigsby. You could draft a Charbonnet along with a Scattaboo. So Harvey, Scattaboo, Bigsby, Tootin. That would truly be hero RB, zero RB. This is more zero RB. Zero RB, I'm sorry. Zero RB. This is zero RB. If we're doing hero RB, we would do something along the lines of Gibbs would be like in this Lamb spot. I'm sorry, I was getting ahead of myself going into the hero or zero RB approach. So let's put Gibbs over here. Or actually, you know what? Let's use Bijan. We haven't used Bijan today. This would be true hero RB. I apologize when I was showing you zero RB. So Bijan, Bowers, Wilson, Hunter, Harvey, Mahomes, and you could even say, if you want to keep it true to the core of when it was invented, hero RB, this would be the final and absolute definition that everybody would say, this is it, Smitty. This is when I take one running back, truly Bijan, and I don't take another one until round 7 or 8. This would be the deepest way of trying to implement this. This is fantastic. This would be awesome. And if you don't like Bowers, or you're complaining, like I see a couple of you, that you can't get that, Smitty, that doesn't happen. You can't get Bowers. Then go McBride, bro. McBride could be as good as Bowers anyway. He could outscore him. They're both freaking phenomenal. They're both just as good. One is equal to the other. And if you don't think that's true, then I don't know how to help you, because McBride could easily be the number 1 tight end in fantasy football. Chew on that. Don't like that? Then why don't we go back in the direction of the A.J. Brown, which I think was a pretty solid move, if you ask me. I'm a little bit skeptical. No, how about we go London? We haven't done any London action. Let's get London gold on the board. London doing it live from the 2. So here we go. Who's not loving this? Who's not digging this little setup? This is hero RB. This is hero RB. This is the best hero RB description I can give you. The not grabbing a second running back until the Tootin and Bigsby variety. Get Scattaboo, Tootin, Bigsby, Charbonnet with your Bijan. Sometimes it's great to cuff your running back 1 in this scenario. This is a true hero RB. And the only other version I want to throw at you guys would be something along the lines of, let's throw Kyron up in this mug, even late 2. Because I think that, in your grandma leagues, you're not going to see Kyron in 3. It's just not going to happen. But in best ball, you will. So let's go ahead and throw Kyron on screen here. Let me see if I can find my Kyron graphic. Here we go. So Kyron Williams in 2. Kyron Williams in 2. And we've been using Lamb a lot. I don't want to keep using the same player over and over because some of you like other players. Let's do this. Neighbors deserve some love, especially if we're talking mid first. Neighbors, Kyron, Garrett Wilson. This is hero RB from round 2, you would call it. The description of this would be true hero RB. No second running back is drafted until the 7th or 8th round. This is true hero RB, but from round 2. The previous one was hero RB from round 1. Let's get into a draft. Let's go straight over to the lobby. For those that don't know how to get in, you just need to click on the link that I've dropped in the live chat. I'll drop the link one more time. There it is. It's pinned in the live chat. It's in the description of the video. Make sure you get your Get Buckied shirt, which is in the description of the video. There's a link. It has a little shirt next to it. Go get your Get Buckied shirt, just like the emoji. Go to the lobby. Click on NFL. We're going to jump into the Schnauzer $3 20-second. Okay? We got a super chat in here. Did I already answer this one? No, from Koble. Koble dropping a monster in here. Koble, appreciate you. $10 holler.
To the moon.
Thank you, Koble. Appreciate you, my boy. Koble says, what's he say? First 2 rounds in the Hometown Dynasty League rookie draft complete. 1 QB PPR. Drafted Genty, Hunter, Egbuka, Burden, Noel. Team was depleted at wide receiver, but took the best available. That's great, bro. That's a great team. Genty and Hunter, Egbuka. You may have been depleted at wide receiver, but you got 2 monster wide receivers, so you did amazing. You took the best player available and still was able to figure out how to smash, my boy. Schnauzer is starting here. The Schnauzer is starting in T-minus 17 seconds. Filled very quickly. We might do 2 of these because the 20-second ones go in about 30 minutes, so we were able to pump out a couple of them without too much of a hassle. Let's go over to the board view, and let's swing on in. Let's open the phone lines.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Per usual, I got some missed calls from Denny. He calls whenever the show is not on. You know, he dials in. He doesn't really watch. All right, so Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb. Subscribe if you haven't. We're 8 subscribers away from 32K, and I'll change this live on the show right in front of you all. JJ, look at Lamb Chops going at 2. Let's go JJ here. I'm going to try Hero RB for sure, but I am going to take a wide receiver here. I want from this draft slot, I'm not forcing it from round 1. Again, Hero RB can be Hero RB from round 2. The main point of Hero is you're trying to lean on 1 RB. And I don't mind going Hero RB from round number 3 either, if need be. Get Bucky. Get Buckied. Get Buckied. Okay, Chase, we'll do a puppy after this. For those of you that maxed out the Schnauzer, we'll jump into the puppy. What's going on, Drawing? What's going on, Daniel? What's going on, Gump? Gump in the building. OG White Rice in the building. Travis in the building. What's up, Caboose? What's going on? Spencer in the house. Stefan in the building. Runner, what's up? Stefan, what's going on? Vader. Big Dog, B-Dog in the house. Appreciate you all. Tebow's here. Okay, let's do it. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
BT and Henry paired up at the 12 slot. Nico and Christian McCaffrey paired up at the 11. The 10 overall pick is on the clock here in round 2. They pair up Amon-Ra and Devon Achane. Number 9 is on the clock. He took Genty earlier. Now he has JT. The Puka owner at 8 is on the clock, and they take to pair up with Puka at the 17 pick. In round 2, they're going to go with 8 seconds left. They go with A.J. Brown. Shub says Jahmyr Gibbs and his Brock Bowers. Malik Neighbors from the 6th spot, who's paired with Malik at 19 overall. Looks like Drake London. And then Bijan is paired up with this drafter here who has 10 seconds left. Let's see what they do here. Okay, so they go Lab McConkey, which means that I can go Bucky here as my hero. And I accept. I accept your challenge. I accept your challenge, Bucky, to be my hero. I wear a cape, you wear a cape, and let's do it live. Get Buckied.
Get Buckied. Buckied. Buckied.
One Upper, you're on the show live. Go ahead.
Smitty, I want to get into a draft with you, and I want to kick your ass.
Well, too bad. I don't think you can beat me in a draft if you're too slow to even get in the draft. Like if you don't know how to get into the draft, how are you going to beat me in a draft?
Well, I was driving when you did the last one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try to catch you on this one. You say you're doing the puppy. All right, let's do a best ball mania. Come on.
We're doing a puppy because I said we're doing a puppy, so I'm not going to back out on that. Man, Kyron's here.
Okay.
Ah.
All right. Well, listen,
hold on.
You gotta let me know when to do it though, because I'm trying to catch you. I'm gonna beat your ass, man.
I'm gonna stay hero RB. I'm sorry, I'm not even paying attention to you, One Upper, because all you do is you think you're better than everybody. You think you're better than me. You're calling into my show, bro. You watch my show. You call into my show. You're here you are, but yeah, you're always better. You can beat me at this. You've called the Devin Neal. Your boy Devin Neal. The whole reason you're called the One Upper, the whole show you did where you're one-upping me all the time, you're trying to anyway. You're not doing it, but you think you are. Devin Neal's the thing you think you schooled me on. Devin Neal landed in a dog water situation. Your boy
he did.
Your boy Devin Neal ain't nothing.
No.
Devin Neal can kick
Listen,
rocks.
I guarantee you.
You can't guarantee me nothing. You know what your guarantee means to me? Nothing. Because guess what? When Devin Neal falls right on his ass, you ain't coming back. You won't be back. You won't show back up at all. You won't be here. You won't be here. You won't be here.
I've been here for years.
Well, you won't be back.
For years, Smitty. Listen, I guarantee you Devin Neal had more production than Tootin. Guarantee you he had more production.
Okay, deal. Let me guess. Is Devin Neal going to be better than Harvey too?
Yeah, he's going to be better than Harvey too. I don't think you understand this. Listen,
come on.
I don't think you understand something.
I don't think you understand. I understand plenty. I understand plenty. You're on my show. You call into my show. You watch my show. I think I understand fine.
Listen. One injury to Kamara and Devin Neal is Bucky Irvin.
What?
Yeah.
What? No injury to anybody on the Broncos, and Harvey's already Bucky.
Devin's gonna be RB2. Like he's gonna be your first.
Okay. And Harvey's RB1. What are you talking about? Okay, challenge me. What's the loser got to do? How about you make a substantial super chat? Okay, if Devin Neal outscores Bucky, Harvey, and if Harvey gets outscored by Devin Neal, I'll write DC Dude on my arms for an entire live stream.
No, hold up. Listen,
no?
Don't try to move the goalpost, Smitty. I said Tootin.
You just said he'd outscore. You just said he'd outscore. You just said he'd outscore. Both of them.
But I didn't really mean that, Smitty.
Oh,
you
okay.
Threw his name out there. I didn't really mean Harvey. I'm talking about your big boy who you keep touting Tootin.
Bro, you're a backtracking Bobby now. Oh God, I'll go with Devontae Smith here. I timed out on it anyway, but you're backtracking Bobby now. You just said he'd outscore Harvey. What are you gonna backtrack now? You're just gonna backtrack. You're gonna backtrack.
Just being facetious.
Yeah. So is that now the excuse? Is that now the excuse when things don't go your way that you were just being facetious and come on, bro? You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. Because I talked about your boy Tootin. You keep talking about fumbling Tootin. Tootin can't even. He going to fumble a couple times and he going to be in the doghouse. Yeah. Tootin and Blue had fumbling issues in college. I kept trying to tell you.
Oh, you kept trying to tell me. You know what I kept trying to tell you?
Finish him. Call terminated.
That's what I kept trying to tell you. All right, hold on. We're almost up. We're on the clock, actually. You know what I might do here? Abort Hero RB. I mean, Hero RB through 4 rounds. Abort. It is what it is. You get this. This is part of the lesson. You can't let the value go by. So we're gonna go Josh Allen, Bucky, Harvey, JJ, Devontae Smith. Very, very good start. If I was going to go in a different direction, I would have probably drafted, I could have drafted Jalen Hurts and bully QB'd this thing, but I didn't want to bully QB with Hero RB. Harvey's too good of an asset here, round 5. Devin Neal's not outscoring Tootin. I don't care what he says. Tootin's a midseason. You see Devin Neal on this list? I don't. I see Bigsby and Tootin. Now, this is a combo here, and so there is a world where Tootin's only thriving for 6 games and Bigsby's just too good, and they rotate. So we're not fooling ourselves into thinking that Bigsby's not a guy that could lead the backfield. Like, that's the difference between what you just heard and me. Is I'm a realist, and I'm also very objective. But this whole notion of I'm better than you, I want to get in a draft so I can beat you in a draft. I'm better than you at this. Like, he's calling into my show constantly. It's just if he was so much better than me, why is he even lingering and mingling with someone of my stature so low below him? Just so low below him.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
One player I can't figure out where I value is Chris Olave. I just, I was offered a trade today for Olave, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't take on Olave. I just don't trust him. And I was trying to get any receiver. But I just can't do it. Let's see here. Laporta would have been a nice pick here. There's still a lot of players I like here, but let's see here. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, so I'm going to bully QB this. Josh Allen and Mahomes, Bucky, Harvey, JJ, Devontae Smith. Rock out. What's up, Rock out? You're live.
What's going on?
What up?
What's your thoughts about Judy with the Bears?
Judy with the Bears.
I'm at the Browns.
I like Judy a little bit, but not like a ton. Like, I like him.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out that situation.
Let's see. I don't love Juwan Jennings, but I don't hate him here. I need a third receiver. Jennings is solid. You'll probably have 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, something like that, I think. So Devontae Smith, Jennings, JJ, Bucky, Harvey, Josh Allen, Mahomes, feeling good. Yeah, Judy, it's such a carousel of quarterback going on there that I don't know. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. We're 7 away from 32,000 subscribers, and I will change the indicator behind me live on the show if we hit 32K. What else you got on your mind, Rock Out?
Yep. How about Johnny with the 49ers? What do you think he's gonna do?
Well, just grabbed him. I think he's solid. I think he's the number 1 wide receiver. I think he's probably number 1 over Ricky. I think Ricky's not the one. I think they're both kind of like going to rotate a little bit. But Jennings is just, he is a dog. We kind of made fun of him when he was 17 catch Juwan Jennings, but that wasn't making fun of him more so than the Niner fan base when they loved him when he had no role. Kind of emphasizes what I believe of Ayuk. And Justin's on the phone, ironically, is Ayuk is going to be no better than in that situation that Juwan Jennings was in back when Juwan Jennings couldn't crack the lineup in that situation with Ayuk and Debo, and he just didn't have enough footballs going his way. So he was 17 catch Juwan Jennings. He catch one pass, third and Juwan, and he catches the first down. It'd be this only catch of the game. It'd be a great one. And then the whole Niner fan base would be like, he's a dog. Look at him. And it wouldn't get any more production out of them. We need 6 more subscribers, and we hit 32K on the live, and I'll change this live on the show.
Let's get it.
But Jennings number 1, Ricky's the number 2. Could it be a 1A, 2B? It could. And then Ayuk, when he even comes back, is the 3rd player, but probably 5th option on the team. Probably 5th option on the team. You've got the number 1 option on the team is probably Jennings or Kittle. Christian McCaffrey, if he stays healthy, will be in that mix as well. And if McCaffrey were to go down, Garendo's a reception hog. So you have really a three-way tie of being the number one target volume hog. In Rockout, can you mute yourself? Your reverb is awful. It would be Garendo or CMC, whichever one's in there, with Kittle, with Juwan Jennings. Those would be your top three. Then you have Ricky as 4. Then you'd have Ayuk as 5. So Ayuk this is why I was arguing with Justin until I was blue in the face that Ayuk is not somebody I even care about at all drafting this year. I don't care about him at all. I'm going to go Scatterboot here. Scatterboot. There we go. Because Ayuk's not going to even be ready for week 1. Scatterboot. So my hero RB that I aborted in round 5 to take Harvey, which is a lesson here. Like, abort. Take the value. Don't stick to a plan of attack. I tried to deploy it. It didn't work. It still worked beautifully. I got Harvin. I got Bucky, Harvey, and Scatterboot as my running back stable. Josh Allen and Mahomes as my quarterbacks. Jefferson, JJ, Devontae Smith, and Juwan Jennings. I like the squad a lot. Go ahead, Justin. You're live. Like Buka looks.
Yeah, like I don't know. Devin Neal might be the worst landing spot in all of like rookies because you think about it. If Olave misses a stretch of games, they're like the worst. They're the worst offense in the league, and it's like Taysom Hill doesn't get a million carries, but he's going to get all the valuable ones. Like you'll get the goal line stuff.
Bro, Taysom Hill's still recovering from his injury, bro. You keep saying Taysom.
What's the timeline again?
Yeah, I mean, bro, he tore his knee up, bro. ACL. So, I mean, I don't know why you said this last night. You were talking about Taysom Hill. Get Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is recovering from an ACL tear. So, yeah.
I didn't know. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, some players are just missing.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, that's fair, but that's all I had.
But I will say this. That I think Devin Neal is in one of the worst situations. Kamara just got his extension. Kamara is a morph between running, receiving, could probably linger for a little while. And as you just alluded to, and you're 100% right on that, this is one of the worst teams in the league. Kellen Moore made one of the biggest mistakes he could have made. To leapfrog from his situation in Philly, where he won a Super Bowl. He could have done it, tried to run it again, run it back. To do that, but then to mother freaking go to a situation where you have no quarterback, you draft one of the worst quarterback prospects in Shuck. I can't stand. He's so bad. He is so bad. And then you have an injury-prone receiver in Olave. This is just the stupidest move by Kellen Moore. This team is going to be the worst team in football. They're going to be the worst team in football. And if Kamara's out, then their running game is going to blow. It's going to absolutely blow. And I'm not even certain that Devin Neal's going to grab the number 2 spot. It could take him a while. Devin Neal. That's a perfect case. That caller, we call him one-upper because he tries to one-up everything I do, and he never does it. He always one-downs. But that's a perfect case of digging your heels in instead of adjusting and adapting. Like me with Luther Burden. I like Luther Burden still. I think talent will shine through, just like a Dunze to a degree, but it hampers their upside tremendously where they landed. And you got to be able to adjust and adapt in this game, or you're going to fall behind. So for him to be digging in on Devin Neal is ridiculous. Let's go with Zach Charbonnet. I love this running back stable. I've been ignoring wide receiver because I got 3 really good ones, and I can punt that for a while. Bucky, Harvey, Scatterboot, Charbonnet, Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Kelsey feeling really good. And the receiving stable was JJ, Devontae Smith, and Jennings. Very balanced team. Go ahead, Travis. You're live. Hang tight, Justin. And Rockout, if you can mute for me just to get rid of some of the reverb, and then go ahead, Travis. By the way, anybody see the picture of Kenny Pickett's hands? They were. Yeah. Oh my God, his hands are so small. His hands are his hands on the football. Guy. They showed Flacco, and it was like Flacco's hand was around the football like this. And this is the weird thing is, what's Joe Burrow's hand size? Isn't it like 9 1/4?
9.
I think it's a 9.
Yeah, 9.25.
Look, if you could look it up exactly, Travis, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
I just want to show people what 9.25 looks like, but everyone gives Joe Burrow a hard time. He's fine. Let's see here, Kyle Williams. I like that.
9 inches.
Exactly.
Is yep, that's what it says.
Okay, I took Kyle Williams. So 9 is right here. They measure it like this. The thing about this measurement too, it's like the more like flexibility you have in your thumb and your pinky, like you could have bigger hands. Or unless they're measuring it now from, they could be measuring it. I'm pretty sure I'm measuring it properly. I think it's this.
Pinky to thumb, yeah.
I think it's that. But like you got some stretch there, you know. But 9 is right here. So this is about 9. I think mine are 9.5 or whatever. I think Kenny Pickett's. What's Kenny Pickett's? It looks like a 7.
I think he's 8.5. I think he's 8.5.
Yeah, but that he's stretching it, bro. I know he's taking that thumb and he probably broke it. He probably went,
oh, big time.
Like, come on, I gotta do it.
Yep.
His hands are tiny, man. His hands don't even consume. Like you show his hands on the football, they're like this. I don't know why I brought that up.
It's even worse because I think Flacco has one of the biggest hands out of any of them. I think he's like 10.5.
Yeah, it was bad. But Joe Burrows aren't that small. Like mine are 9.5, and you know, they're this is a pro football. Like he is 9 is all right. 8.5's not that much. Like I'm 9.5. Joe Burrow's 9. So you were saying Joe Burrow's not that far off. Well, Pickett's only a half inch off of Joe Burrow, but I think they're fudging Pickett's. They have to be. They're tiny. They're tiny little hands. They're tiny, bro. Like I don't even know what he'd do if he did a pump fake. I think it'd just come straight out. I think he has to do a pump fake with 2 hands, like tennis, backhand. He's like, you can't drop the ball. Let me merge this call. Hold on. You're live, caller. What is you're calling from the 515? What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Steven from Iowa.
What's up, Steven from Iowa? What can I do for you?
What's up, man? Yeah, just wanted to get your insight on a couple things. One was being a Cowboys fan, obviously. Where would you put Pickens in a draft as far as like his ADP and what round with him being with CD?
Hold on a second, bro. Let me just draft real quick. Where would I put him in a draft? Let's see where he went in this draft. And I'll tell you if I think it's too high, too low. George Pickens,
like where'd
he go? He went at 662 overall, so the very beginning, 6.2. Now, I'll look before I see Debo at 61, and I like Debo more, but I do like him pretty close. I like Pickens over Olave, given Olave's risk. I like Pickens over Jordan Addison. I like Pickens over Adunze. I like Pickens way over Jacoby Myers. Why is Jacoby Myers in round 6? What are we doing? What's this guy doing anyway? This guy went hero RB here. Who is Sweet 19? Barkley, Garrett Wilson, JSN, Cortland Sutton, Zay Flowers, Jacoby Myers, Jerry Jeudy, Cooper Kupp, Josh Downs. Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Trying to get the draft thrown out? What are you doing back there? When I said go hero RB, I meant like within reason. What are you doing to your team? Oh boy, now I'm gonna time out because of that.
That's funny.
I guess I'll go. Like Kyle Pitts.
Okay, so you'd still go Debo though over Pickens for sure.
Yeah, but that's the only. I mean, it's arguable. That's the only one I saw. Right. So here we go. Debo on the far right, Pickens. So it's the draft's going this way. So Olave, no. Addison, no. I'm not saying I don't like Addison, but and then you go flip down to round 7. Golden, I'd rather have Pickens. Juwan Jennings, I'd rather have Pickens. Diggs, I'd rather have Pickens. Jaden Reed, rather have Pickens. Ayuk, why is Ayuk in the 7th round? No idea. Ricky Parasol, rather have Pickens. Flip down to round 8. Yeah. So like he got drafted like perfectly. Let's see would I like anybody in front of So again, the Debo pick right here, and then George. So if we go up here and then up to round 5 and down, Godwin, I'd rather have Pickens than Godwin. Godwin might not be ready. He's not going to be ready for week 1, it sounds like. Jalen Waddle, I'd rather have Pickens at cost. Not that I would draft Pickens here next to Waddle. Ridley, I would draft Pickens over Ridley. So I don't know why Ridley's in round 5. That's insane. I just cut Ridley in a dynasty league. I couldn't roster him. I don't understand why Ridley's in round 5. I'm not saying he can't produce, but
that's ADP. It's too high for sure.
It's crazy. I cut him in a dynasty league, but it was. I mean, dynasty league's different, but I also had to pick up like Jarquez Hunter was out there, and I have Kyron, and I cut him. I say bye Ridley. I can't even afford to start Debo. You know, like so. Ridley does nothing for me, and no one's trading for him. I like DK more. Flowers, I'd rather have Pickens at cost than Flowers in round 5, bro. Some people take Flowers in round 4, which is just insane. But hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And then my last one was Higgins. Obviously he's good, could be a sleeper. Is he running the 3 spot for Houston or the 2 spot?
Higgins is the number 2. What do you mean 3 spot? I mean, they have him all over the field.
Because obviously Dell's busted up. He won't be back.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jaden. I thought you meant T. Higgins. I was like, what do you? Okay, Jaden Higgins.
No, yeah,
Higgins. I like Higgins. He's the 2 spot. Yeah, I'm sorry. Noel's okay though. You know, don't count him out. Like, could I see him overtaking him? Probably not, but it's possible. You gotta at least prepare for it. That you don't really know.
Christian Kirk is there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because on my dynasty, I have like 5 Houston wide receivers now that Kirk went there, and I had Xavier Hutchinson, Tank Dell. So
Matchy there too.
Yeah, that's a deep wide receiver room. I don't really know who's gonna flourish out of that.
Higgins should be the 3 at least to start, but he should overtake Kirk, I would think. Maybe Kirk has a little left.
Yeah, I like Higgins a lot. I'm not a fan of Stroud right now. But I think Stroud's good enough that Higgins will be fine. It's just, I'm glad Kyle Williams went to New England, but like, you know, those that liked Higgins are probably rooting for a New England landing spot. But to be honest with you, I don't know that Higgins could ever be the number 1 somewhere. That might have been a detriment to him. I think he's good where he's at. Like, it'll be okay. It'll be a good spot for him.
Yeah, he's kind of like Lazard. I mean, and they both kind of played at Iowa State, obviously. And Lazard was really never a true number 1 anywhere, but just a good, you know, like number 2. So,
I think he's better than Lazard.
All right, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I hope so. That'd be nice. But appreciate it, bro. I'll keep watching the stream. Appreciate it, man.
All right, later,
Smitty.
Later. All right, who's the 860 caller?
Alec.
Alec, I'm sorry, bro. I forgot you're there, bro. What can I do for you, Alec? Thanks for waiting.
All good. I have another question, but just on the topic of Kenny Pickett, I just remember last year against like the Cowboys, I believe it was, where he actually did go for like a pump fake and it just like came right out of his hands and he had to like fall on top of the ball. It was hilarious because it was just such a terrible throw.
Yeah, the Browns did him dirty, bro, when they posted somebody and they put it up to really like mean business. Like the Browns we're getting to work. This is the Cleveland Brown Post. Not the Cleveland Brown Post, the Brown tweet. Football things are happening. And then everybody went crazy. Everyone went
paid the Twitter team up to put that picture up.
Look at that. Now, granted, the size of the photo, like somebody was, you know, and when I say somebody, I mean the Browns messed up by not putting the same proportion up of the two, because you can see that Flacco is a lot bigger, like it's zoomed in a little more. But if you just focus on the hands on the football, Kenny Pickett's fingers, like these look like little kid hands. I've never seen anything like it. They're like little claws. You know the claw that goes down and gets the toy in the machine? It looks like there's 2 claws on the football. And granted,
he needs the 2 gloves.
And it's not too fair because the zoom is zoomed in a little more, but you could definitely see the difference. I mean, the hands look so tiny on the ball. But yeah, anyway, go ahead with your question, bro. I'm not trying to make fun of small hands at the quarterback. Okay, go ahead.
For Hero RB, like, what are your thoughts on Pacheco? Because the Chiefs RB room is still pretty thin. Like, they only drafted Rashard Smith in the 7th round, so like, there's still a chance that he gets like, obviously, the majority of the production.
Yeah, hard to say, bro. Hold on a second. I'm going to time out here. Damn it. Yoshi Boss, I guess. I don't know. What do I have? I got quarterback. I'm good. How many rounds do I got left? So I need to go. How many RBs do I have? Okay, I can go back up quarterback and then back up tight end. I'm good. Okay. Sorry. What was the question? I just completely spaced on it.
Pacheco, like, what are your thoughts on him for like a Hero RB build? Because like, I'm in the draft right now and he's going around like the 8th round typically, and the Chiefs RB room is pretty thin.
Is it thin though? I mean, like, is Hunt? I mean, they brought Hunt back, who Pacheco couldn't unseat, and I know that Pacheco was still getting healthy, so you could argue that for sure. But Rashard Smith is a receiver converted to RB, and it kind of fits.
Eli Mitchell.
Yeah, Eli Mitchell too. It kind of fits the bill for where I think the Chiefs are headed. I think they're going to throw the hell out of the ball this year. Andy Reid is like a chameleon. Like, he can change, and everyone thinks he's in a certain like groove that he's never gonna. He's definitely not gonna. Hold on, let me grab this tight end here. I'll go Noah Gray, just because I have Kelsey, Pitts, and then Gray, so I should be good there. Everyone thinks Andy Reid's like turned into this when he's morphed his entire career. So Mahomes is shaving his head, lifting weights. It looks like he got divorced and he's out to improve himself. This guy's out there doing work. And I'm so excited about Mahomes shutting down all the doubters and haters that are upset because he was only quarterback 8 and quarterback 10 the last 2 years. Still top 10. And he was QB 1, 3, 1 his other year. Like, look here, let me show this for those that just keep saying what they're saying. Just they heard it on a podcast. They heard it on a Little Mickey Mouse podcast. He was QB 1, QB 8, QB 3, QB 4, QB 1, and yeah, he's 7 and 10 the last 2 years. No one's running from that. But last year, if you don't know what happened, you don't watch football. So I think my point is, I'm getting on a rant and a tirade. The point is, I think that they do throw a ton, and Rashard Smith might be like, think back when McKinnon was really, really productive as a receiver / running back, and they still had 2 backs. I think this could be the McKinnon for Andy Reid. I think they'll throw to Rashard Smith a lot. It might not happen right away. He might not even dress game 1. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that he will, but I really like Rashard Smith. To answer your question though, full circle, 8th round is fine. There's nothing wrong with Pacheco in the 8th round. Would I do it in every draft? No, but that's solid, bro. I guess he could be a starter, but I wouldn't bet my life that he's a starting running back. I think it could be one of those things where he starts the game, but is he really the starter even in week 1? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Who said Smitty?
Oh, it was Justin. Hey, so like on a weekly basis too, people forgot how many things that happened that made the Chiefs kind of like a running team, because like the Chiefs lost Rashee Rice and Hollywood got hurt, and Xavier Worthy was still catching on, and Hopkins hadn't quite known the system yet or anything, and they traded for Hopkins and stuff. Like, people don't realize that they kind of defaulted to the run because it was just easier to do the run than to
we talk about that all the time.
Shoots are on page, and
Yeah, we talk about that every time we mention Mahomes. I mean, it's like you just heard me say, if you don't know why Mahomes was not 4 or 5 last year, you don't know ball. You just don't know ball. You don't know ball. If you think Mahomes played the way he played because that's who he is now, you don't know football. Because Rashee Rice was on his way to being a top 5 wide receiver. And as you just said, it took Worthy a while. And Worthy was playing like a top, I think we calculated at one time, Travis and I, on his last 5 games. Let me screenshot his last 5 games here. Xavier Worthy, and put it on screen. This is really crazy, and it really makes you question how to rank Worthy and Rice going forward, though. It makes a really complicated conversation and inner battle, because once you look at this, you say to yourself, damn it, I don't know what to make of Rice now. Even though you love Rice, no one's saying Rice isn't going to be amazing, but this is crazy when you break it down. So here is here's Rashee Rice's game log. If you take his final 5 games, which include 3 playoff games, okay? I'm not cherry picking. I'm not leaving out something in the middle. Whenever I do any sort of statistical extrapolation, like, hey, stretch this out over a season, what's it mean? I never take a week out. You always have to be careful not to cherry pick, or you could make a player like, I don't know, Addison, a top 5 wide receiver. Like, you could do anything. So you got to be careful. 5 games is a good sample too. It's not, the greatest sample. I'm not saying you can say he's wide receiver 2 because of this. I'm just merely pointing out, you take his final 5 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4 and 5. You have to take this game out because he didn't play, because that was week 18, and then the Chiefs sat. So the last 5 games that he played. So the third to last game in the season, 7 receptions, 65 yards, and a touchdown. The second to last game against Pittsburgh, 8 receptions for 79 and a touchdown. Didn't play this game. First playoff game, he did very little, 6 for 45. I'm not taking that out. You take the 7 for 85 and a touch, 6 receptions for 85 and a touch in the championship game. Then in the Super Bowl, you give him his 8 receptions on 8 targets, 157 and 2 touchdowns. And did he have a receiving or rushing touchdown in there? No, he did not in that stretch. So you take that and extrapolate it. I believe we calculated it to be like wide receiver 2. It's at least top 5 to be safe, but I believe it was like, if I remember correctly, it was wide receiver 2 on the season, extrapolated. But we'll call it 5 just in case I'm wrong on the numbers. So, like, Mahomes didn't get Worthy till the end. Rice was a top 5 wide receiver and got injured. Hollywood wasn't there. As you said, there was just nothing. And Kelsey was falling off. And for those that think that Gray can't step up if Kelsey continues to fall off, and I think there's a world where Kelsey gets a little better this year than he was last year. I don't think Travis Kelsey is going to be in his prime Travis Kelsey, but I think he can have prime games but have like a better season overall than last year, because Mahomes and the team were running more, so there was a little bit less opportunities. But you look at Kelsey, who had 8, 23, and 3. That's what Kelsey's line was. Let me put that up on the screen here. 8, 20, what was that? What did I say? 8, 23, and 3 TDs. I think you make it so that defenses aren't solely focused on him too. As he's slowing down, he becomes better. I think he could have a 910 or even a 10-10. He could have a 1,000-yard season, but 950 and 6 or 7 touchdowns is what I want to say. And he's still at 97 receptions. Like, that's still a really good PPR year. Like, it's important not to discard. But then you
just found the Worthy.
What is it? Number 2?
Yep, number 2. By like 50 points.
I knew.
40 points.
My memory's pretty good for those things. I knew it was probably along those lines. Okay, so yeah, wide receiver 2 on those final 5 games if you extrapolate it. Here is Noah Gray. For those that don't like Noah Gray, I've occasionally see people say things like, hey, Smitty, Noah Gray is, a bad player. He's not efficient. He's a 240-pound, 6'3", 26-year-old player that's still coming into his own, and they don't use him full-time at all on any level. So Noah Gray doesn't have the best stat line. Okay, but you look at something like this, and this is similar to Ray Davis, who's a midseason monster. Ray Davis, our boy Ray over here at the bottom left, a midseason monster. He He had six touchdowns in 2024, but no starts, no usage really at all, but 6 touchdowns. The yards per carry were low, but he was given a lot of grunt work. I love Ray Davis. I look at this line from Noah Gray, who's not starting any games. He was not really getting consistent work whatsoever. He has 40 receptions for 437 and 5 TDs. This is kind of an outlier type of thing when you're looking at stuff. You're like, whoa, this is not the greatest yardage in the world, but he's not playing that much. 5 touchdowns is pretty phenomenal. And then when you look at his game log, which I'll throw up on screen, it's rather impressive. And they didn't use him in the playoffs at all because Kelsey was full go in the playoffs. But you see some opportunities for Noah Gray, and I'll put his game log on screen. And I think he's a fantastic cuff to Kelsey in best ball. You'll see right here that when he's used, he does well. Like in this Carolina and Buffalo 2-game stretch here, 66 and 2 touchdowns, 23 and 2 touchdowns. And then he goes through a string of games where he doesn't get used. He had 21 and a touchdown here. And then right up here, as they're closing out the season, he does nothing. He's got no targets. But look at Noah Gray whenever he got good targets. When he was getting 4 targets, he's getting decent yardage. It's all about the targets. If he gets targets, he produces. Down here, 4 for 40. 4 for 66. He's always doing something when he's getting targets. When he's getting 4 targets or more, he's got a real good shot at a touchdown. And I just think if my whole point here is this. If anybody tries to make the excuse if Kelsey falls off, then what? Because you have Rice coming back. You've got Worthy already playing well at the end of the year, Smitty. He's already playing well. What if Kelsey drops off? Then the team's going to lose the momentum they gain with Rice coming back. No, I don't think so. I think if Kelsey were to, and I don't think he will, but if he does drop off the face of the earth or gets hurt, he'll actually be really good. I think Noah Gray is quietly an amazing cuff in best ball to Travis Kelsey, which I did in this draft, by the way. I took Noah Gray and cuffed him to Kelsey, and I also drafted Pitts. And I've got JJ, Devontae Smith, Jennings, Kyle Williams, Ayo Minor, Yoshi Voss. My running back stable is Crafty, Bucky, Harvey, Scattaboo, Charbonnet, Tank Bigsby, Dylan Sampson. I got sniped on Tootin. I've got a Bully QB and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, but Jalen Milroe to spice things up. Go ahead, Travis. You were trying to say something.
Yeah, so I'd have to look at what Kelsey did in the same time, but Noah Gray had a 7-week span last year where if you extrapolate it out, it goes out to 51 receptions, 617 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So they were using him as a red zone guy, and he was getting like 3.5 targets per game, but that was with Kelsey. So
yeah,
like I'm not a huge Noah Gray guy.
Yeah,
but stacking with Kelsey, or if he gets starts in that offense, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I want another team. I don't know how much I like him, but
I would venture to say you take
he's in a great situation.
This Buffalo game, the Carolina game, the Raider game, the Charger game, and even include the Cleveland game. I bet you it's this stretch right here. And that's a good sample, but it is cherry picking to go to his best spot versus Worthy. I feel like it's less cherry picking because I'm going to his final 5 games. So I get where somebody would say you can't use this, and I understand that. But it's an intriguing thing to stumble upon where you say there is a 5-game stretch here where he is a monster, but it's harder to use it because it's not at the end or
so. So I cherry picked to a point. I did I think 7 out of the 10 games he started. He started like 9 games in a row. So if you just go to all 9, that 9-game stretch there from week 7 to week 15, where he was getting targets every week, it's 569 yards and 9 touchdowns. So yeah. 4 targets a game.
Yeah, he's really a sleepy, crafty sleeper. Kobo says, I'll be in France and Italy the next 2 weeks having fun. I'll still be tuning in on Downtime. Heard there's a big show tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow is the official BBQ gifting membership show. So it's a gifted membership campaign that BBQ is tossing out gifted memberships tomorrow. I have a feeling tomorrow we'll be giving a spot away in the Garrett Wilson best ball drafted, which won't be on Underdog. It'll actually be on like Sleeper, so anybody can join. It's not like if you're not in the right state, you can't play. It's no entry fee, just giving away a prize. It'll probably be, it could be something else, but probably be a Garrett Wilson autographed jersey or something else. I'll let you know. But we're calling it the Garrett Wilson draft right now, so we'll probably be giving away a spot on that show, easily giving a spot away. Thank you, Coble. Glad to have you here as always, and thank you for all that you do. Caboose says, what rookies are you seeing going to waivers after rookie drafts finish up? Very good question. Any low-owned rookies we should target? Hope this makes sense. It does make sense, and it is a great question. Thank you for the $10 hauler, which gets you a Mars.
Mars!
Great question. Fannin, the tight end for the Cleveland Browns, I would grab him. He is probably, if there's a tight end that does what Laporta did, the Kincaid and Michael Mayer year, where we're like, Kincaid and Michael Mayer are the best two tight ends, not even close, and Laporta was number one, it's Fannin. If anybody could outscore Tyler Warren and Loveland, and make no mistake, Loveland and Tyler Warren are not Brock Bowers. We had this debate. I don't hear anybody saying that anymore, but like about a month ago, there were people saying Tyler Warren's better than Brock Bowers. It was ridiculously stupid. The argument was just dumb. Fannin could be better than both. I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying if there is a Laporta hiding in this class, it is Fannin, and he doesn't go drafted, so you can grab him, especially if you have like a 3-rounder. Jarquez Hunter, the true backup to Kyron Williams, I think at least in due time, even if Corum doesn't relinquish the job right away, I think that's an important cuff to get. I think that, you find players like, who is it that I picked up in a draft? It's a great question. I want to say, let me pull up this league right here, and I'll tell you who I grabbed. Go ahead, Travis.
Keep an eye out for Restrepo.
Yeah, indeed.
The guy.
If you got like practice squad spots, that's a good one. I picked up Jarquez Hunter, Fannin, and let's see here. Who else is available?
I know Williams is going in the 3rd round of a lot of drafts.
Yeah.
Make notice.
So available rookies in this particular draft right now. I mean, you've got Xavier Williams, the Manon guy, or whatever, however you say the Chicago Bear running back name. He's definitely a good prospect to grab. And Brashard Smith, Tez Johnson, potentially, I suppose. Shador doesn't get drafted. Restrepo, as Travis just said. In some cases you can't even pick these guys up. It's hard to.
Right.
But yeah, that's probably where.
If you're a JT owner, I'm not saying necessarily pick him up, but keep an eye on Giddens. He's a decent cuff.
Yeah, Tesla is not even drafted. Remember the Tesla debates and everything? He's not even drafted. It's crazy, man. It's insane. People are wild. They're just wild, is what they are.
So, what about the tight ends like Terrence Ferguson and Mason Taylor, guys that are probably going to start right away, or have a chance to start? Are they more keep an eye on them, or you pick them up in deeper leagues?
Yeah, I suppose. Like, give me a comparison of two players, and I'll tell you whether I'd take them. Like Taylor versus who?
So you go position for position. Another tight end. Who's like a low-ranking tight end?
I mean, I'd rather a Fannin by a mile.
What about? You'd rather have a Freiermuth even. What if you're into like the Hunter Henry? Gesicki?
Yeah, I'd probably take a chance on the Jet tight end over those guys. I guess over maybe.
Kate Otten. He's a tough one.
Probably. I'd probably take a chance, especially if it's Dynasty. And redraft, no. Thank you for the question, though, Caboose. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, who's on the phone line here? 860 caller. Any final thoughts, bro?
No, I was just listening. All good.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Smitty.
Yeah, man. Later. Hit that subscribe button. We need like 6 more people to hit 32K live on the channel. So hit that button. Justin, final thoughts. Unless you want to challenge me to a 1v1 instead of letting the show end, that's up to you. I'm not gonna request it, but
I know you already talked about it, but how are you attacking Hunter and Quorum and Underdog? I missed when you probably talked about it.
This is a tough one because I do believe we might see Quorum hold on to the job initially. You know, I joke around a lot saying that Jarquez walked up to Quorum and said, "You're in my seat," and I'm taking your mama out to dinner. But at the end of the day, like, he's got to learn the offense. He's got to stay healthy. He's got to, not be a pass protecting liability. Like, there's a lot of things that could bump him out. So I always give people the advice of plan on Jarquez Hunter being the cuff, especially when you need it, right? Think about it. If Quorum's the cuff early on, but Kyron isn't needed to be truly backed up, he doesn't get banged up at all until like mid-season or beyond is what you kind of expect if there was to be a missed game or two. Then it's going to be later on when Jarquez Hunter grabs the job. So I'm in a predictive state when I'm looking at that, and if I have to pick one, I'm probably picking Jarquez Hunter just because he's such a dog. But there's definitely no dynasty league I have where I'm cutting Quorum and adding Jarquez Hunter. I'm merely adding Jarquez Hunter in understanding the fact, and that happened in that league where I had Quorum and I had to cut Calvin Ridley. I didn't care. I cut Calvin Ridley because I can't even use him in a dynasty to make sure I had both backups. And I'm gladly willing to sacrifice that, especially in that league where I'm loaded at wide receiver. I could care less. Nobody's going to give me anything for him anyway. I got Garrett Wilson, McLaurin, JJ, and Debo. Debo's on my bench. So Ridley's never going to play. So it's way more important for me to have both of them. And it's a small bench. But I still own all three because you have to. Once you commit to Kyron, you got to do what you got to do. Once you commit to Christian McCaffrey, you got to have Jordan James and Garendo now. Otherwise, you shouldn't go down that road. I don't care what anybody says to me. Hey, you can't tell someone to this guy's a joker. He's telling people to roster 3 running backs from one spot. You don't have any business drafting Kyron or CMC if you can't back up the room properly because it's a top 5 to 10 running back guarantee. Let's do
I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, let's do a puppy. I did say I was going to do a puppy. So everybody go to the Underdog 20-second puppy.
Do it now.
Do it now. They fill so quick. Like it just filled. It said 2 more to join when I clicked it.
Yeah, I got it. I haven't done a 20-second draft in a long time.
Yeah, I got in.
Rock out, son.
Okay. All right. Let's open up this right here. We're going to.
Hey, Smitty.
Yep.
You know what happened to Patreon? I don't see any of the chat rooms in the community part.
You probably just got to close. It's there. You just got to close the app or whatever, or reopen it. If you're on a browser, definitely on a browser, you got to close and open it once in a while.
Yeah.
Try closing it, the app, and seeing. Okay. Jamar Chase just went. Travis is in the 3 hole. We haven't had Travis in the draft in a while, actually. Nice. Justin's in here. Rockout's in here. I recognize a lot of you. Lamb Chops. Then it went JJ to Travis. What makes you go JJ over RB? Not that I disagree with you at all, obviously. I just want to know what you're thinking.
I was pretty torn. I don't know.
It's hard.
I felt like taking him.
It's so hard.
Kind of a split second thing.
It's so hard not to take Gibbs, like or Bijan.
I almost went Bijan or Gibbs. Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't know.
I do a lot of running backs first round, so I figure I'd switch it up.
Yeah, it's really, really tough to decide.
I haven't done many drafts this year, though.
I feel great here because you get either Genty, Puka, Neighbors, pretty easy. Justin's going to time out. Oh, you got Genty in. So Puka or Neighbors. I don't draft a lot of Puka, so if he takes Neighbors, I'll be fine taking Puka because I don't have a lot of Puka shares at all. Or do I go BT? I'll go Puka. I don't have a lot of Puka shares. It's not that I hate Puka. I just fear him getting hurt. He's so aggressive to his own body. He just lays out like a bat out of hell every time he catches the ball. It's like watching WrestleMania, just like he's jumping off of the ropes onto a chair or a table every time he goes out of bounds. I just think he's going to miss. I just think his career is going to be shorter than we think. And he's even said he's retiring when he hits 30, which, I mean, he's young, so that's not crazy. It's a lot of time still, but he's already thinking about retiring. It's like, whoa. Because he knows he's so aggressive to his body. He says his main goal is he wants to be able to play with his kids and, lean down and do stuff, I'm going to go. So I went Puka. I'm going to go HN here. I love getting balance in the first two picks when we're in a snipe city environment, when everybody's sniping each other. Because, like, you end up getting screwed at a position if you don't come away with balance in that environment. Yeah, sorry, Thomas, about underdog. You can make trips out to another state, though, man. It makes it kind of fun and just, go out during a graveyard show, my boy. Go out into a graveyard show and draft with us, and then also do some pick'ems and such. H.M. Bowers, Henry. Someone said Amon-Ra disrespect is well, bro. I mean, look, he had an unbelievable, crazy touchdown year that is more of an anomaly than the regular, right? History tells you that when you lose an OC and your quarterback has been kind of, you put Band-Aids on him and made him, I think, propped up to be something that, honestly, I don't think Goff is as good as he's been. I think he had an amazing system and coordinator. So now I think you're going to see them run a lot more. I just don't think St. Brown, he's already built for regression this year based on history and his touchdowns. How many touchdowns did he have? Amon-Ra. Let me put him up. Let me put his whole game on. Amon-Ra.
12 or something.
Yeah. And I love him. There's no disrespect here. But you asked me, and I'm just telling you, or you mentioned that, the disrespect is crazy. Now, he had 10 the year prior. I'm not saying he didn't have a progressively better, sort of log going. Here we go. So, I don't know. You could also say, though, that his 1,500 yards the year prior, versus his 1,263 last year, that will wash. If the touchdowns go down, he'll get more yards, maybe. I just, it's not disrespectful. It's just me putting him at the 1-2 turn. I have him at 12-13 or 12-13-14. It's not disrespectful. I think it's just smart to expect him to have, probably with a year where I believe there's going to be a little bit of some hiccups in this offense. I think the targets could be right around 135, 140. Certainly could be. His receptions, I'm going to say between we'll call it this 2020-22 season, in between that season in 2024. So let's call it 109, 110 receptions. And I think he'll probably have right around 1,100, 1,200 yards. And I think it's going to be between the 6 and the 12 touchdowns. He's Kyren. He's 7 feet tall. And he's going at 3.9. So Puka, Achane, Kyren. I like it. I like it a lot. This is a puppy, by the way. At the 12 spot, McCaffrey, Drake London, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans. Jettins at the 11 has Amon-Ra, Nico, Lamar, Tet McMillan. I hate that Tet McMillan pick in the 4th round. Sorry. Rockouts on the clock with BT, AJ Brown, Breece Hall, and Travis Hunter. I've got Puka, Achane, Kyren, and I could go JD5 if I want here. Or I'm going to go Hampton. I'm going to go RB. Man, I went robust RB all of a sudden.
I'm looking at this.
I went Puka, and then all of a sudden I just started smashing RB. I don't know if maybe I should have. That's all right. I like it. I mean, this is a really good running back stable. All right, Justin.
Running backs went off the clock faster.
What do you got, Justin?
Yes. Oh, I'm paying attention to the draft. I'm not really thinking anything or anything.
Rock out.
I feel really good about getting Derrick Henry at 18. Like, if he breaks right, like, that can... Because there's not going to be a lot of teams that simulate that, like, to be able to get him right specifically there. Like, I know they could probably get him and form the team I have, like, without him or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, that's something we want to consider.
Sure.
Like, how replicable is your team, you know?
Yeah, it's a good value in best ball. I like it. I don't mind it. I wouldn't draft it a ton, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, I mean, of course there's the risk he's like a million years old, but I don't know. It's one shot, you know.
Travis going RJ Harvey early, but you kind of have to. I don't.
Coming back.
I don't condone it in non-snipe environments, just so people understand. Like, you want to get him at 5, you don't want to get him at 4. But Travis is making a calculated decision that he's going to get probably the same guy back at 51 that he would have got at 46 without getting Harvey, though. So he had to go that route. But just so everybody doesn't, make sure you realize, I like it. Double rookie. That's solid. I like it. Again, just so everyone.
Yeah, it wasn't my plan, but once the RBs went, I figured I wanted to shore that up.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make the decision.
I was going to take a QB there, too, but QBs went too, so switch it up.
If I could go back and redo anything, it would maybe be, and I'm not saying I would, it would maybe be, okay, hold on, I gotta pick here. Olave. It's a little early, but not really. Debo here, just because you're talking about, like, there's no way even he'd probably be pushing it to make it back on this small little turn here. So the fact that I just like him better than those receivers, I'm going Debo. So I got Debo and Puka. I've got Devon Achane, Kyren, and Hampton. That's really good. Joe Mixon. Yeah, if I could redo anything, it'd probably be JD5 instead of Hampton. Maybe, because then I'd have that Debo JD5 stack. But I still love this team. I'm fine. Debo, and it's good. It's really good. I like the squad. What are we doing over there in that 12 spot? McCaffrey, London, Adams, Mike Evans, Calvin Ridley. I hate the Calvin Ridley pick. I'm sorry, guys. I just hate it. Pickens going 62. Okay. Chuba, I like the pick rock out. Chuba's getting mad disrespected. Whoops, I almost drafted Judy. Woo! I was trying to scroll.
Yeah, Yeah, I felt like I reached on Sam Laporta a little bit, but, like, I just hated that area. Like, I didn't like running backs or wide receivers in that area.
Mahomie, a little early, but he never would have made it back, and I didn't want to get stuck without a quarterback. Mahomie, a little bit early. Achane, Kyron, Hampton, Puka, Debo.
What I'm gonna do.
That's good. That's a really good team. Look at those receivers, considering the RBs, considering Mahomes. I like the squad. This is great in a snipe zone. Woo! Woo! DJ dropping the super chat. DJ says, rookie draft, 12-team, 1 QB, non-tight end premium. No tight end premium, PPR though. What running back, if any, versus current wide receiver ADP would you grab at the 2.1 if Scat is gone? Thoughts on? I don't know, not there. But I would probably say I'd have to know the list, DJ. You'd have to give me because it's so hard to say. Kyle Williams, I could throw out there, but I don't know, where he's gonna fall like ADP wise. You want to make sure you use the ADP to your advantage. I love Ibuka. Could Ibuka be there? If you give me a list of players, I will tell you. I'll just rank the 7 players or something. It might be easier than me trying to guess what's going to happen. So give me a list of 7 players and I'll rank them. Rookies. Right. And put Scatterboot in there so that you know my pecking order because I might like him more than Scat. Let's see what teams I like. Neighbors, Brock, the far right team. Neighbors, Brock Bowers, Josh Allen, Worthy, Zay Flowers, Kamara. It's pretty solid. This is who is that? That's Wobby. Justin's got Genty, Henry, JSN, Devontae Smith, Laporta, Roma, Dunze is on the clock right now. Then I'm going to be up here in a second. I don't know who I'm going to take.
I don't like this part of the draft too much.
Yeah, it gets hard. It gets really hard to draft here. Like you almost have to take guys early because we've left everybody's left the scraps that we all don't collectively like, and they're in between the guys we like. And now, you almost I almost look at this and I'm like, I gotta go 6 wide receivers down for Ibuka because the 5 guys above him we all hate, and just we keep leaving them there. Shakir. Ben Weasel called the NFC Championship game. Also, I have a new OC. Let's go, says Gump. Ben Weasel. If Ben Johnson came back to the Lions, Gump would lick his boots. Gump would get down on all 4 and literally lick his feet and be like, "Thank you, you're the best. I love you." Gump. Gump, put your earmuffs on, Gump. Take your headset off as you're driving that tractor trailer down there with the garlic bread. He's hauling garlic bread in the tractor trailer today, I guess, across the country. But Gump, take your headset off, put your earmuffs on real quickly. Anybody that says something like that about an amazing person or player that departs, like when Debo leaves and the Niner fan base goes, "Oh, F Debo, he's going to be trash this year." That is what you call, there's no other way to say this without it coming across as, I don't know, sounding like I'm insulting you, I guess. You're oblivious. You're oblivious. You're absolutely in your bubble, and you're anti-loyal. You're like anti-loyal. You're loyal, but you're so loyal, you're anti-loyal. If a player leaves, you don't even celebrate him. This is like when Luka left. Wasn't even his fault, but like people would burn his jersey or like discount him. Or when Barkley left, you had Giants fans say that they hated him and they burned his jersey. Wasn't his fault. He was literally on the phone with Joe Scheinbox. And Joe's like, "You're going to let me know when you get your offer? You'll let us match it?" And Barkley and his agent were men of their word. And Barkley's agent called up and said, this is the offer. And Joe Scheinbach's on Hard Knocks said, nope, we're not doing that. It's too much. Hung up the phone. And it's Barkley's fault? You should be ashamed of yourself. If you're a Giants fan and you crapped on Barkley or even crap on him now, you don't know ball and you are a fair weather fan inside your own fandom. Despicable. And the Niner fans that hate Debo now, despicable. Who was I even talking about when I got off on that rant? What player was I even mentioning? Now I'm lost. What was I saying?
Ben Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Gump. Take your earmuffs off in a second, but you don't like Ben Johnson, Gump, because he left? Despicable. You know I love you, pal, but you're being despicable right now. Imagine crapping on Ben Johnson, who's turned your franchise around, brought you as far in the playoffs as he could, and your Coach Campbell's the one that screws things up all the time. What are you talking about? Unreal. This is a team right here, boys. Look at this team. Mahomes, Achane, Kyron, Hampton, Scatterbo, Hookah, Debo, Abuka, Kelsey. They're going to cancel this draft. Is Gump even on the line right now? Because if he is, he normally would be like, hey, can I talk? It's my turn. Gump, you can call in. You got kicked off the last show, but not this one. You get a free, clean slate every time. Unless you get, I don't know, let's say like, I don't know, 8. If you get like 8, what's the best emoji that would describe your 8 skeleton emojis in a row? Maybe you can't call back for a week. I don't have, do I, let's see here.
I freaking timed out on IU. It was freaking dumb.
I was
going to time out. I picked Benson.
I timed out on IU.
I like Benson. I like Benson, but I didn't.
Oh my God.
That wasn't what I was going after. I was trying to get a receiver and I screwed up. Damn it. This is a tough spot for receiver anyway, but damn it, that was not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. I like Benson a lot, but that was not what I wanted to do. Who called that play with J-Mo throwing the ball? Look, first of all, Gump, your head coach, Dan Campbell, is the one that calls these kinds of plays. And you might have on good authority through your connects where you think you know Calvin Johnson and he comes over for supper. And all these things you claim, you might hear or have heard that Ben Johnson called the play, but was he requested to dial up a trick play? Because that's what Campbell does. Hey, give me something crazy, and Ben's like, okay, and J-Mo does not deliver, and you blame Ben Johnson. What would you have done if J-Mo connected on said pass? Would you have called Ben Johnson a magician? Like, why is it on Ben Johnson that the player failed to execute? And your coach is the one coach in the entire National Football League that would probably tell the offensive coordinator, draw up a Statue of Liberty now. And I'm not even saying I know what exactly happened on said play that Gump keeps crying about, but you got to put some of the onus on J-Mo Williams, my boy. Crapping on Ben Johnson as if it's Ben Johnson's fault he took your team from rags to riches. And now you're going to need to lead on the run because Goff's going to turn back into a jack-o'-lantern. He might not be a full pumpkin because he's got a lot of weapons around him that prop him up like Weekend at Bernie's, but he is going to be Bernie, and no one's going to necessarily know or be the wiser. Okay, Gump.
Sniper Mondry from me.
Gump. Or Gump.
Or
Gump. Or Gumpy. We're going to go with Dak. We're going to go Dak. Dak attack. Let's go Dak attack. Hold on, phone callers. Drop the triangle and fire emoji if you concur. This team is looking like fire, boys. Mahomie, Dak, Achane, Kyren, Hampton, Scattaboo, Trey Benson, Puka, Debo, Agbuka, Travis Kelce. Obviously, I'm flying like a wild man at the wide receiver position, but that's okay. I got Agbuka. Ooh, looky here. McMillan. I've got a little sidecar stack. Little sidecar. I got Jalen McMillan in the sidecar riding with Agbuka. And they're just 2 peas in a pod. 2 peas in a carryout. As Gump would say. The choker is Ben Weasel, says Gump. Gump, why are you telling us who says it when we see your screen name? The choker is Ben Weasel, says Gump. All right, how do you like this team, boys? Dak, Mahomie, Achane, Kyren, Hampton, Scattaboo, Benson, Puka, Debo, Agbuka, McMillan, Kelce. We digging it?
Pretty good. Hey, you took Dak from me, but it's all good.
Sorry. You took Travis Hunter from me. I wasn't trying to get you back, but when you took Hunter, my heart sank. I almost took off my...
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a good idea.
I almost took off my Travis Hunter underwear and had to put on the... who would I take instead? Hampton. I put on my Hampton thermals. Rhino says absolute 100% certified fire team. Rhino likes my squad. Rhino thinks that I'm doing it live. Let's look at some of your teams. Let's go to Justin's team. Caleb, Brock Purdy, Genty, Henry, B-Rob, Garendo. I like that. JSN, Devonta Smith, Dunze, Diggs, Pittman, Laporta. It's not bad. You and I draft differently anyway. It's not like crazy that we don't have this similar taste there. Whoops. I queued McCarthy on accident. I don't like a lot of the players here. God, we just keep bumping these guys down. I'm going to go Kyle Pitts just to secure my backup tight end. So I got Kelce and Pitts. I feel great about that. My wide receivers are thinner than everybody else's in terms of numbers, but I look at it and I just think that Agbuka McMillan cuff is so vital to a thin wide receiver room. So having Puka, Debo, and then this little sidecar cuff right here, I couldn't be more pleased with the wide receiver. I don't even feel scared anymore. I was looking at this going, I got Debo, Agbuka, and Puka, and I haven't drafted any other wide receivers than McMillan. It's such a great cuff. It is such a great cuff. I don't know that I like anybody here. I'm literally scrolling like 15 players down, boys. I don't see anyone I like. We are just pushing all the garbage to the top.
Yeah, very weak.
I mean, I'm going to time out. I'm reaching like a madman on Michael Wilson Jr., who I just think is the best wide receiver to grab. I'm not a Thielen guy. I don't love Tillman's situation. Don't want any of these players. Hunter Henry, Wan'Dale Robinson, Tolbert, Gesicki, Freiermuth, Anthony Richardson. Like, I literally had to go straight down and just grab someone I want on my roster. And I think Michael Wilson is a really, really, really good wide receiver 5'6" in this type of build where you need a 906 touchdown guy. That's Michael Wilson. He could have 1,000 yards, says Kyler. Kyler says, as long as Call of Duty doesn't release, 2 or 3 updates during the year, he thinks he can get Michael Wilson Jr. to football to the tune of a 900,000 yard, 6 touchdown clip. Scat Harris Higgins. This is from DJ. And I think there was another super chat. Hopefully I didn't miss. I think that was just DJ's. Yeah, that was DJ's earlier. Okay. So Scat Harris. I would say I'm going to rank these, my boy, in this fashion. This is Kyle Williams, I assume. I'm going to go Scat Man. Man, this marker is on the struggle bus. There's plenty of... It's almost like it's damaged. Okay, Scat. That's my number 1. I think I probably go Kyle Williams. Number 2. I like Sampson a lot. You guys know how much I love the talent, but I'm almost liking Tootin more right now. But I would say Tootin and Sampson kind of tied. Tootin and Sampson, I would say Besh or Higgins. I'll probably go Besh. I think his situation's just better. And then I'll go Higgins and Harris kind of like tied. So that would be my rank, my boy. Hopefully that helps you. Let's go Manor. What's my receiving? What's my room look like? So here I got Mahomes, Dak. Running back stable looks real strong. Wide receivers are looking great. I just maybe need one more. We got 16, 17, 18. 3 picks left, so I need to have probably a backup quarterback. Personally, I want one. Backup tight end. And then probably, I think my running stable is so strong, I'm just going to go another wide receiver. Well, I could go wide receiver or running back. So let's go over to the tight ends. Go over to the QBs, go over the wide receivers. I guess, I could go Travis. You don't want to answer this. You're drafting 2.
Yep.
Yeah, don't. I won't. I'm gonna take. I know you like him too, but I got my homie, so I'm gonna take Jalen Royals. Got him now. Now I just need a tight end and a quarterback, and I'm set. That's my team. Let me go over to these other teams real quick. We did Justin's already. Let's go over to Travis's. He's got Baker, Nix. Interesting that I like Nix so much more than Baker. And I know I love Baker. Baker's a dog. Straight up dog. I give him the respect he deserves. I did not respect him 2 years ago. That's on me. I take my lap. I'll press the button all day. I deserve that. But I still look at this and I say, you're the quarterback you drafted second, like 20 plus picks later, or around 20 picks later, is, in my opinion, the better quarterback. So it's a good combo. It's sneaky. I love Knicks. JT, Harvey, Hendy, Najee, Bigsby, Sampson. Okay. Yeah, that's got craftiness to it. JJ, Rashee Rice, Olave, Leggett, Thielen, Tyler Warren, Njoku, Fannin. I like the Njoku Fannin cuffing situation. It's a good team. Really good team. Let's go straight over to Rockout. Rockout's got Trevor Lawrence, Penix Jr., Tua. Tua's actually a pretty good best ball quarterback. Breece Hall, Walker. Yeah, but it's not bad. Breece Hall, Walker, Chuba Hubbard, and Tootin. BT, AJ Brown, Hunter. Wow, what a wide receiver room. Kyle Williams. BT, AJ Brown, and Hunter. Zach Ertz and Ferguson. Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker. I like it. I'm sorry I got Charbonnet from you. Always be careful of drafting Walker and I'll draft him in because I draft Charbonnet so much. I can't help myself. I'm not looking at your team, so I apologize. I sniped you. Not that anybody should be like holding out favors for people, but I don't mean to snipe anybody. Ron, if you ever drafted Ron Navy, who doesn't really draft with me anymore, he gets so mad when you snipe a player, and he gets especially mad if there's no correlation on your team and you snipe a player. He's like, you have no business drafting Charbonnet. You got nothing tied to him. There's no correlation.
I think it was 2 years ago. I took Matt in like the 12th or 13th round, and he was like, "What the hell would you do that?
Why would you? What on God's green earth would make you do that?
Feels, I think.
You idiot!" All right, this is an easy. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, if it's like someone already drafted like 8 wide receivers or something, and I'm trying to get like a late wide receiver or quarterback, I'm like, dude, you're just doing this to fucking piss me off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It feels like that, but honestly, like for me at least, and I know that everyone knows this.
Most people are.
I'm not looking at anybody's team. I'm running a stream. Like Ron thinks, like you should know better. Like I'm running a stream. I'm doing a phone. I barely can get to my pick in time. I've got Joe Milton, cuff him to Dak. I got Joe Milton and Dak. I got Mahomes as my starter. I got Achane, Kyron, Hampton, Scat, and Trey Benson. I got Puka, Debo, Egbuka, McMillan, Michael Wilson, A.O. Minor, and Jalen Royals, and Kelsey with Noah Gray. Also Kyle Pitts. Love the squad. Love the squad.
How safe do you think I am with Nix and Baker? That's my only QBs because I could use one more wide receiver.
Let me see your receivers. I think the type of receiver you're going to get is not as helpful as maybe the quarterback. Like, because if you get an injury, then not only do you not have a rotational advantage that's going to help when, let's say, Nix has a bad game, but it depends on who's available. So let me look. The quarterback's available, Aaron Rodgers. Milroe would be really interesting.
I was just going to say, I'm going to take Milroe with you, that or Troy Franklin to pair him up with.
Yeah, Franklin's not bad, but like, will he score at all? We have zeros. I think I'd probably.
I'd go Milroe.
Yeah, and
go Milroe.
Some might say, and this goes back to like the argument that Justin and I had last night, where I told him you're getting so many zeros from Ayuk, and he might come in and go, "You're getting zeros from Milroe," until he replaces Darnold, and he might not even. But it's the thing about it is, you're getting zeros. It goes from 0 to hero. Milton's going to be 0 to hero. Ayuk is 0 to 0. He comes into the game and he's still getting 0. Sorry, I know you love it.
Yeah, and Baker throws his body around quite a bit. So.
Yeah. I never even look at these projections because, especially when you draft rookies, they give no respect. But I do want to look at the 3,000 projected team here. Jaden, just to see if I believe it's earned it. And I don't always feel that way when I'm reviewing these teams. When I see them and I'm like, how's this getting 3,000 points? Jaden Daniels, Goff, Bryce Young, obviously good quarterback stable. Gibbs, Bucky, Jalen Warren, Javante Corum. It's nice, but it's definitely thin. Like, I love the top 2 running backs, obviously. Like, you can't get better than Gibbs and Bucky. It's a first rounder, that's a second rounder. But dare I say, with Jaden Daniels, this receiving room is going to probably be something to be desired, is my guess. But let's see what he did. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Godwin, very risky receiving room. Hill's a risk. Waddle's a risk. Godwin might not even play week 1, is a huge risk. Jaden Reed's going to be dialed back. Luther Burden's in a total timeshare. Cedric Tillman's got a quarterback carousel. Wicks is probably, in and out of the job, losing his job at times. Likely a love, but he's going to be totally inconsistent. Goddard is injury prone. Kate Otten, you don't know. This entire, second half of the draft was not good enough to warrant. Love the top half. You got Gibbs, Bucky, and Jaden Daniels. You're starting off on fire. But this is not for me. The wide receiver room is not.
One other 3,000.
There was another one?
Yeah, 3,050 down at the bottom. John 2 Nicholson.
Okay, Cam Ward, Stafford, and Darnold. That team's not winning. No offense, John. That team's not winning this group of 12. You can't win this group of 12 with those quarterbacks. I'm sorry. You're not. Not when you got a bully QB like this bad boy right here. Mahomes. It's a Timo. It's a Timo version of bully QB. Mahomes, Dak, and Milton. Okay. Anyway, back to reality. Christian McCaffrey. Where's Garendo?
Old dogs. Look at this one.
James Conner, Aaron Jones, Tracy. Tracy's the oldest one on the roster. Just kidding. Yeah, McCaffrey, Conner, Aaron Jones, Tracy, Etienne. Yeah, that running back room. This is where it's like projections don't know that these guys are like hanging by a thread. All of them. So yeah, that's a tough. I mean, you get Mason with Aaron Jones, different. You get Garendo with McCaffrey, it's different. You get Benson with Connor, it's different. Drake, London, Adams, Evans, that's a good receiving room for sure. No doubt about it. Hate the quarterback room. Don't love the running back room. Don't hate it, but don't love it. It's definitely going to let you down. This is like that, you know, I don't know. This is like they're going to get ice and they're not coming back. You know, I'm going to get ice, honey, at the hotel room. I just don't see these guys coming through and showing up. London, Adams, Evans, very good.
Good winners, week 1.
Yeah. Ferguson, Taylor. Yeah, that's not a 3,000 team. That's not a 3,000. You know what a 3,000 team is? This right here. I know I always like my teams, but there's times where I don't. I like the squad. If I could just got Lamb, if we weren't in Snipe City, I would have Lamb and Dak and Milton cuffed. I like Puka, but I would much prefer to have Lamb. And Lamb went 2 overall because we're drafted in our community. And Lamb never goes 2 overall, but in our community because we love Lamb so much, he gets sniped at 2. This craziness. All right, let me circle around the phone line here and jump out of here because your boy's tired. Justin, final thoughts.
I don't really got anything. That was fun. You know, I think you got a strong squad there.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir. Anything else? You're good?
Nope. Appreciate you. Have a good night, man.
All right, later, bro. Rock out. Final thoughts.
Yeah, like the position, like you're like in front of me. How much would you like reach for someone before it comes back around, like to the person ahead of you?
Every player is different. How far down are they? Like, give me an example.
If someone was like, I don't know, 9 spots down.
I don't know, Rock out. You gotta give me an example. There's no like formula, you know, for that. You got it's about all about the player, what round.
I don't know, like a deep in like the late 5th or something like that.
So, yeah, I mean, I took Debo here. Oh, let me share screen. I took Debo here, which in the far right, down in the 5th round, right here, right here. I took Debo here, which was a little early because he goes in the 6th round normally, but he was like, if I counted, you know, the positions, like 57, 58, 59, 60, and I went around the Mahomes pick, Debo was like pushing to make it there. You know, and I'm drafting with my community where we have Debo on the Moon Man list. So like I had to pick him a little early, and I'm fine with that. I mean, I got Mahomes the next pick, and I wanted Mahomes there anyway. So if I took a different player than Debo, I wouldn't have had Debo and Mahomes. I'd have had, like, what am I going to take? You know, who here could I have taken? I wouldn't take Zay Flowers even if he was there, but I went Debo. I liked Walker. I did consider Walker. Like, would I have gone Walker and Debo and then Dak later? I could have maybe did that if I was going to punt Mahomes.
Yeah. Where'd you take Scatterboo? I mean, not Scatterboo, Charbonnet.
Where'd I take Sharps?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I missed out.
Where did Sharps go?
Yeah.
Who took him? Did I?
Well, you took Charbonnet.
Yeah, didn't you snipe him?
Where did I?
No, you didn't.
I thought I did. I thought I did. I said that, and then I looked at it, and I didn't have him.
Oh, he went at pick 98. You know, the ADP at 112.
I think I drafted him in the last draft, and it just made me think I drafted him. 98?
You're apologizing to Rocco.
I know.
He went 98. His ADP's 112.
I'm sorry I took Charbonnet, and I didn't even take him. Okay, so his ADP's 112?
Anyway, 98.
Yeah, Rockout, I wouldn't I mean, you're in Snipe City, and you would have got him here at this Bayshore Tootin pick 9 times out of 10. So the only thing is, like, if you're in this environment, would I have taken him 87? No. You know, you're not going to I mean, I'd maybe consider it because you have Walker, but you're taking him so far ahead. Just not, if it's happening 9 times out of 10, you just let it ride. I didn't think Scattaboo was going to, you know, I wanted him so bad, but I just let him fall, and he fell to 88. I didn't think Kelsey was right at ADP. I didn't think Kelsey was going to fall, and he did. You know, in this environment, you know, I didn't. But I have Mahomes, and not everybody likes Kelsey without Mahomes, so I figured I'd take the chance. So I would have taken the chance like you did.
What if you're in a spot where it's like for example, every other pick I had to wait 17 spots. If you had a Walker, he's not going to come back around. Would you reach, 10 spots to get him done?
10 spots, yeah. 10 spots, yeah. 24, no. You know. Because like if you're sitting there and like he could go at the end of the round before when it turns back, sure. But if like he was projected to go at your next pick or a little bit after, you can't. That's 24 spots. That's crazy. You got to play the ADP game to a degree. All right, Rock out. Appreciate you, bro. Good team.
All right.
Later, man.
See ya.
Bruce, you haven't said much, bro. What are you doing?
You got a super chat,
so you don't miss. I just called in. I had a question for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We know how Kyler feels about Michael Wilson. How do you feel about him?
I like him. Like, we keep forgetting that, like, Michael Wilson was, if you remember back before they drafted MHJ, or they're even considering it, there's a lot of like chatter that he could be like a low end fantasy wide receiver 1 and like high end wide receiver 2, but definitely a team's number 1. Like Michael Wilson Jr., there's a lot of hype going into that offseason. And then the MHJ hype started to build, but Michael Wilson Jr., I would say would have never been a top 10 wide receiver, but if he was by himself, I think he could have been. Trying to think of a player that's a good comp for him. I think he could easily have been like a I don't want to say JMO.
Jordan Addison?
Yeah, but I think he could be
Sutton before this year.
Yeah, like Sutton would be good because he's a number 1 in Denver, but he's not really deserving to be a team's 1, but he's been the 1. I think Sutton would be. That's a great example. Because I think Wilson could have gotten knocked off by another rookie at some point, like if Buka got drafted or something, then yeah, you get taken out. But I think he could have been like the Sutton for the Cardinals for years. And so I like him a lot. I just think he kind of stopped developing, it seemed like last year a little bit, but I think he's good. I think he's a good player. I think Kyler likes him a lot. He's probably going to get a lot of targets, and there's a chance he's like a 906 guy, which is good in best ball for where you're taking him. Or Shakir, that's another great example, Shane. Shakir is a perfect example because Shakir's not a number 1 wide receiver, but he's the Bills' number 1, but he's not a number 1, or Dobbs. Dobbs isn't a number 1, but he's been, kind of been flirting with that in Green Bay. But Shakir's like, he's an average player that is in a very good spot, and that's what Wilson could have been. That's a great example. I think Sutton and Shakir, you couldn't come up with two better receiver examples for Wilson.
And then I got one more for you.
All right.
You know how you said when, I forget who it was, but they drafted Milroe for their quarterback
Seattle?
3, just in case. Well, what if you would draft Aaron Rodgers and say, I bet he's coming back for one more year? Is that a bad thought or no?
No. I mean, you're risking a little bit of like, you're going to be so mad at yourself if you've got a player that is going to get you zeros all year, guaranteed. So I'd rather draft Milroe over Aaron Rodgers. If I've got Dak as my second quarterback or even my first quarterback, but let's say I got Dak and Penix Jr., I got Dak and especially Kyler, or Dak and maybe Stafford, I take Milton every time over an Aaron Rodgers or something like that, because I'm guaranteeing myself the Dak and Milton, or you know what I mean? Like it. So there's another example of taking a quarterback in certain spots where I normally wouldn't. So Aaron Rodgers,
Do you think that?
I don't know.
Do you think they put Milton in a, Milroe in a like Taysom Hill package here and there until he is starting? Do you think they just leave him at QB and let him work?
Well, I think they will, not as Taysom Hill, but as a starting quarterback at goal line scenarios. Yeah, I think Milroe's going to be used a ton in those scenarios, but he's going in as the commander.
Right.
He ain't going in as a
not exactly.
Yeah. Right. But I just want to clarify that people don't think they're using him as a running back and they're willing to risk his injury to just have him run the ball. No, he's going to go in there, bro. And I'm telling you, my gut is screaming. And when my gut's screaming like this, like it was with Breece Hall's breakout year, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jaden Daniels, and this isn't just like a bold prediction. It's my freaking gut is just twisted. And it's saying, get on your horse. Get on your...
You've just been Smitty approved.
When it's screaming like that, I see Milroe going into the game, and he's just gonna look the part. You're gonna watch him going, and you're gonna go, "That's a star right there." He looks like a star. He walks like a star. And again, I get made fun of for this, but you could sometimes tell by the way a person is, their build, their structure, the way they carry themselves, the way they walk. It's like you just can tell. And I've been doing this a long time. I see it. Like when I saw Bijan run, I just said, I've never seen somebody that looks the part. He's so smooth. And his build, everything about his stature, his contact balance. And contact balance is in that structure. When I say a guy is built a certain way, and you just look at him and you say, that is a player that is the ideal frame for this role, for this position, for this league. And I look at Milroe, he's gonna walk out there and everyone's gonna go, holy shit. Like that's Jalen Milroe. Just like that's Jason Bourne. He's gonna go out there. That might be his video. Holy shit, that's Jalen Milroe. Like the Jason Bourne video. I think I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be his video. And he was gonna walk out there. He's gonna step back, take the ball, and he's gonna look like Jalen Hurts. He's gonna bat people away, and just stiff arm someone and walk straight into the end zone and hand it humbly to the referee and say, "I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back next goal line stand. I'll be back." He is just. I can't wait. These doubters and haters on Milroe, they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't even know ball. They don't know ball.
Well,
haven't you seen him play? He was not good. Yeah, I've seen him play. It's great.
And all it's going to take too is in the preseason, if he makes a few of those plays where he just looks amazing, the buzz is going to start. And then, if Darnold's not playing well and he makes a couple of those plays in the regular season, the pressure is just going to start to build to get him in there more and more.
Yeah, when he walks out and does a wildcat or just, it's inside the 10-yard line, and it's like the camera pans over to Darnold, and it's like you're such an incompetent total package that you get removed when you get near the goal line. Like that's not a good feeling, and it's very telling that you're short-lived. If you get taken out when you're near the end zone, clearly there's a problem. Like Jalen Milroe, if he stays healthy, because if injury could take Milroe out, anything. But if Jalen Milroe's healthy, the odds of Darnold not being replaced by Milroe at some point is, I feel like the odds are greater of being struck by lightning while, inside your house, sitting on a rubber mat, watching my show, drafting on an underdog draft at the number 42 overall slot at that moment in time. That's like Darnold is not going to stay in the lineup. He's not with Milroe there. It's not going to happen. All right. I got to jump out of here, guys. I'm just going to do a flush on the phone line. Travis, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right, later, boys. Appreciate you. Dial in tomorrow if you missed out today. And I'll see you all. Don't forget to get on over to my Patreon. Okay? We're going to be over there right now. Travis, I'm sure, is going to jump over there. He's usually over there all the time. Join my Patreon. That link is below. I just dropped it in the live chat. If you didn't get into a draft tonight, click the pin link, which is the underdog link to get ready. Your boy's going to be over on Patreon right now. Patreon.com/The Fantasy Football Show. And what else was I going to say? Oh, get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com for your bold predictions, your rankings. I've got a lifetime membership, so you just pay one time. Never pay for fantasy football advice again. Trade calculator, bold predictions. I got into business in 2002 because I couldn't find a trade calculator in the industry. And when I couldn't find one, I said, I'll do it myself.
What is that smell? Someone needs me.
Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man!
I am Scat Man.
Who needs my help?
Wow. Bang, bam, boom. To the moon. Now it's time to go pick up your mother.
Bang, bam, boom. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, the 8 p.m. show. We're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm additionally live whenever big news breaks. I'm additionally live at midnight Eastern most every night. And don't forget, tomorrow is going to be the graveyard, or I'm sorry, the 8 p.m. show is going to be the membership giveaway show. The membership giveaway show. Doing it live. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Aaron says, thank you for the super chat last second. Smitty, weekly winner draft tomorrow, please. Let's do a weekly winner tomorrow for Aaron. See you all tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, or before. Probably at least once, because we go live when news breaks. We go live when news breaks. See you at 8 p.m., at least at 8 p.m. Probably a live stream before the 8 p.m. show, almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. So at least 3 shows tomorrow. One live stream before 8 p.m., then the 8 p.m. live stream, which again will be the membership giveaway live stream. You get a lot of memberships. Don't be late, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then the graveyard midnight show. 3 live streams minimum tomorrow. Deuces, appreciate you. Thank you for my super chatters.